Welcome back to another episode of War in Cali. In this episode, I'm going to talk about the bounty hunter bloods from the Nickerson Garden Projects. The Nickerson Garden Projects was completed in the year of 1955, and the original architect was Paul Revere Williams. It was named after William Nickerson Jr., the founder and former CEO of the Golden State Mutual Life Insurance Company. Several other projects was made in Watts, which many African Americans would become residents. Some of the projects were the Imperial Courts and the Jordan Down Project, which later produced Crips sets like P.J. Watts Crips and Grave Street Crips. Before these three projects became Crip and Blood, they were on good terms, but with formation of Crip and Blood being formed, this changed the dynamic, with all three projects becoming rivals. But P.J. Watts and the Bounty Hunter squashed the beef, with both having deep hate for Grave Street from the Jordan Down Projects. In the mid-70s, the Nickerson Gardens was 95% black, and being around 98% black in the 80s. That number has dropped to around 75% in the 2000s. The Nickerson Garden consists of 156 buildings and 1,066 units, making the Bounty Hunter Bloods later become one of the biggest and most feared gangs in LA. The Bounty Hunters have several different cliques, with them having several different buildings and several different lots. With the Bounty Hunters terrorizing the area for years, in 2003, LA started putting gang injunctions on several different gangs like the Rolling 60s, and the Bounty Hunter Bloods became one as well. Over 16 members of the Bounty Hunter Bloods were banned from the housing project and would be subjected to special nuisance orders, like being prohibited from standing, sitting, walking, or driving with others named in a complaint, or with other Bounty Hunter members. Also from possessing guns, selling drugs, acting as lookouts, or whistling or yelling, and also blocking parking spaces and gambling. At the time in LA, it was over 16 different gang injunctions against other gangs, bringing down whole hoods, like the East Coast Crips entire complex on 69th being shut down off the injunction. In 2004, the FBI would try to take out the bounty hunters, leading to over 40 members being arrested. Hundreds of armed Los Angeles police officers and FBI agents broke down doors and messed with residents of the Nickerson Gardens, arresting 41 alleged gang members, who police said were problems in the area. The raid at the Nickerson Gardens targeted leaders of the Bounty Hunter Bloods. This capped a year-long investigation by the LAPD and the FBI. The assistant police chief would call the Bounty Hunter Bloods one of the most violent gangs in the history of the city. It was said the same day of the raid, 3 Bounty Hunter Bloods opened fire on a LAPD patrol car after a traffic stop. Police said it was the 4th time in the last 50 days that the police had been fired upon in the Nickerson Garden area. All these indictments would try to keep crime down and members out the area. When the new city attorney got into office in 2013, he vowed to bring more gangs down, and that's exactly what he did, getting 45 similar injunctions, bringing down 8 gang properties. And you know the bounty hunters was on his mind. He targeted several homes and individuals he said was running traps out their homes in the Nickerson Gardens. From August of 2019 to May of 2020, it was said Fats, along with T-Bone for Bounty Hunter Bloods, was supplying the Nickerson Gardens with drugs and flooded the area according to their indictment. The indictment against them would lead to over 19 bounty hunters arrested. The police seized over 12 pounds of various drugs and 26 straps. Fax faced over 9 charges, while T-Bone faced over 7. Many people in the indictment faced life to a minimum of 5 years in this indictment. Bounty Hunter Bloods will always be one of them hoods that would be active and be on police radar, as long as the Nickerson Gardens are up and as long as the members are still around. This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my previous episodes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.